In today's video, we are going to go over color theory and color mixing. Using the color theory that we learned previously, we are going to apply that knowledge and create on our worksheet a color wheel, a gradual tonal bar, complementary color schemes, and experimental color mixing. Your worksheet should look like this to begin. We're going to focus on the color wheel today. We are going to use colored pencils, and I would like to restrict you to the primaries, so yellow, blue, and red only. We're going to use these primaries and prove to ourselves that we can make every color that we need to make using just these three colors. So to begin, we're going to apply the primaries on our color wheel. At the very top, we're going to put red. You can see here that our primary colors create a triadic or triangular color scheme. So in the bottom left circle, we're going to put blue. And our last primary, yellow, in the bottom right circle. Now that we have our three primaries colored, we are going to mix secondary colors. We know, based off of what we learned yesterday, that primaries sandwich their secondary, meaning that if you look to the right and to the left, you have a yellow and red. And we know, looking at a color wheel, that yellow and red make orange. When you color mix with colored pencils, you always want to start with the lighter color of the two, because the lighter color tends to contaminate more quickly and change color faster than the darker color. So we can control the mixture of our two colors by laying down the lighter color first and slowly adding in our darker color on top. When you mix colored pencils, you want to use a small circular motion, and you want to apply light pressured layers. You do not want to create thick, hard pressured layers. If you press too hard, you are going to not be able to mix your colors as well. And now it becomes a layering process, swapping out your colors one after the other, lightly layering your colors until you have a nice, smooth, saturated color with high intensity. What I am looking for when I'm looking for high intensity is enough layers of your colored pencil so that I do not see any white paper when I am done. The other thing you want to keep in mind is when you are mixing a perfect secondary color, you want to have a 50-50 mix or a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning that half of the color is red and half of the color is yellow. So I put 3 layers of yellow and 3 layers of red to get this beautiful orange. Now we're going to move on down to create green. It is the same process. You're going to find the 2 primaries that sandwich your color, and you are going to layer them lightly over and over and over again until you have a nice saturated and high intensity mixed color. Remember to start with the lighter of the two colors. Now that we have built up enough layers to have a high intensity saturated green, we're going to move on to violet. Find the two colors that mix to make violet. Start with the lighter of the two colors and begin by applying a light layer. Now we have a 6-color color wheel. These colors are analogous to each other because they are beside each other on the color wheel. So keep in mind that our color wheel could be 6 colors or 12 colors. Now that you have proven to me that you can mix secondary colors, we are now going to add our 3 secondary colored pencils to our 3 primary colored pencils, and we are going to make tertiaries. Tertiary colors are made when you mix a primary and a secondary together and create a third tier colored called a tertiary. For example, red-orange is made by mixing red and orange together. Just like our secondaries, you want to start with the lighter of the two colors, apply a light layer, and slowly develop your color mixture by layering your two colors, alternating back and forth until you have developed a high intensity and high saturated color, meaning no white paper is showing through. When you finish with red-orange, red-orange should be darker than orange, but lighter than red. The next color we are going to mix is yellow-orange. Start with your lighter of the two colors, apply a light layer, switch, apply a second light layer, switch, and keep alternating and applying light pressured layers until your color is built up enough that it is saturated with high intensity, no white paper showing through. Your color should be darker than yellow, but lighter than orange. And that is what we're going to do for green and for violet. Next, we're going to mix yellow-green. Start with the lighter of the two colors. When you are finished, your color wheel should have a color spectrum going all the way around. The colors should appear as though they flow in and out of each other with a nice smooth transition. The last thing that I would like you to do is label your colors. And don't forget to write your name and your class period.